The 3-star plate, there are 3 sections in this plate, so we're going to make 3 recipes. We'll be using salmon, a tartare, a carpaccio and some marinated salmon. Simple but effective, as you'll see. Here we just have some juniper berries and coriander seeds mixed with coarse sea salt, quick and easy. Next we're going to make a bed of this mixture in a dish, which should of course be the right size for the piece of fish. It's important to really make sure it's completely covered, so take your time to do it properly. Now we'll leave it in the fridge for 13 hours without touching it. Cover it with cling film, of course. And in 13 hours, we'll rinse it, remove all of the salt, gently wipe it and cut it into very fine slices. Now we'll make the salmon tartare. It's super easy. What I love is to have a bit of crunch, so I'm going to add some radishes, but you can make it as you like. First, I'm going to cut my salmon into little cubes, and then I'll add it to the chives. Straight into the bowl. We're going to cut the radishes into little cubes. It's about having some texture. It's nice to add a bit of crunch. Once the radishes are chopped up, just add them to the bowl with the salmon. Lemon, just a plain old lemon. We're going to remove the zest. Just the zest, we're only going to use the coloured part. Otherwise, it'll be too bitter. That's enough. Next, I'll cut the lemon into 2 and add a little lemon juice. Not too much, I personally don't like it when it's too acidic. Of course, the choice is yours, but don't overdo it. A drizzle of olive oil. A little salt, pepper, and a touch of Espelette chili pepper. There we go. Now mix it. And there you have it. The tartare is ready. Now to place it in the fridge for 20 minutes. For the carpaccio, we're going to start by making mustard oil. You'll see it's very easy. Mix some salt, pepper and the mustard. There we go. Add a little oil. It's really simple. We're going to baste the plate with the mustard oil. The idea is to provide some seasoning, but for the seasoning to be underneath the fish. There we go. I put the salmon in the freezer, not to freeze it, but just to make it a little firmer. The carpaccio is very easy. Cut some slices around 3mm thick. They need to have a little bit of substance. It needs to be nice to eat. Next, we're going to delicately place them on our plate. Here I have some dill just washed and dried. Pluck some nice sprigs to place on the dish. Take a nice raspberry and cut it into quarters, placing them on the salmon. These will provide some seasoning. They act as a garnish and seasoning in one. That's the carpaccio finished. Now we'll move on to the marinated salmon. Cut some fine slices. You see, the texture has changed. It's much firmer. We took it out of the salt after 13 hours, rinsed and wiped it well. I've sliced it. Now I'm going to place it on my 3-star plate. We'll need to prepare the seasoning for the fish. Place some zest on the salmon delicately. It adds a touch of colour, but most importantly, flavour. There you go, finished with the zest. Here I have some cream with a pinch of salt, no pepper. Add it to the dish. And while you're at it, sprinkle some chives to add a slight onion flavour. Perfect for this dish. Now we need to plate the tartare. The tartare, after 20 minutes, take it out of the fridge. We're going to shape it like a little tart. There you go. I'm going to add some capers for that salty flavour and as a kind of garnish. To finish the recipe, some passion fruit. Cut the passion fruit in 2 and scoop out the pulp. It'll season the tartare and give it a little character. With the fruit and seeds, it'll also provide some texture. There you go. Now I'll pop over to my 3-star plate and all I need to do is send it off. Remove all the covers at the same time, just like in a gourmet restaurant.